she's instilled a work ethic into us. She's made us understand that we need to be independent. You need money, you need to save. So due to that, she's still helping me because she's the voice in the back of my head going, if you don't work and you force yourself not like you're staying, you won't do things. You won't want to go out. So by still working, even if it is the worst job ever, that's making me need to go out, and I have a purpose. So she's still helping me, even though she's not here. Like, she's
It's
just
good
getting
that you know that like I was brought up with a really good work ethic, and I worked and worked and worked until I made myself ill, and you saw that, didn't you, growing up? And Alice worked, and before you got really ill,
I was working every day, wasn't I?
yeah, she was working.
I had my own business and everything, and then you have to give everything up.
And then but you're trying to get so I always try and do something that you can do. So the reason that I write is because I can't physically go out to work. So I'll write, or I'll try and participate if I'm going through a healthier stage. You know, like if I'm feeling quite well, I'll do that. And then so I always try and work. And you've done a bit of acting, haven't you? You want to get back into your modelling, don't you? She's working her way back up to doing something that she feels like she can do. And I think the hardest part of the Tourette syndrome is the coprolalia side. And like I say, explaining that to employees and stuff like that, I don't think you've got the confidence to do that quite yet, have you?
Hey,
Yeah, obviously it's the seizures as well that
it's
like
so bad though, employers. I've gone and I always feel like I can't tell them, but I have to tell them. And then when I tell them,
Mm.
"Oh, do you swear?" I then go, "Shit, I'm gonna not get the job." So I say, "Oh, I'm really good at coping with things like if I need 5 minutes, I'll take 5 minutes." So then I
Yeah.
retrieve it to myself and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm doing something wrong. What? Why am I going for this job?" And that's something that really needs to be more educated within employment. Even if they just have a training section where it's like you are allowed to have people that have got neurodiversity. This is how you should be able to interview them without going and making assumptions because they all do it.
Because I think when I first met you, you were working in a library.
Yeah.
How
Oh,
did you find it with the
oh,
Tourette's?
that was hard, but luckily enough, it wasn't the library sense. It was in a college, so it was like a
Ah,
learning resource center library. So if I did need a few minutes, I'd go in the back, like if I was getting a bit stressed and stuff like that. But luckily enough for me, obviously it would be harder for Alice, and I understand how you have different experiences. With me, like I said, I do have a bit where I shout things and say things and whistle and stuff like that. But that's a really severe stage. Like I've
yeah.
built myself up to that in the sense of it's snowballed or it's like I've got really stressed. So if I start whistling, that's when I know I need 5 minutes, if you get what I mean. And I have been in the back room shouting and screaming and stuff like that. But I think people didn't hear it, if you know what I mean. I think it was out of the way.
Yeah.
Which I shouldn't need to feel like that. And that's why we're creating this space for people, if you get what I mean. You should
yeah.
still be able to work. And even if you're working, I don't know, Greg's bakery, anything, you're passing someone a pork pie and you scream in the face, you fat bastard. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't
Yeah.
matter. Or if you throw the pie at them, like I'm making these situations up, but I mean, it should be allowed, like in the
No,
sense.
but these are situations that could happen. Sorry, I'm laughing because I can imagine it happening.
No,
These are
Um,
situations that could happen,
yeah,
aren't they?
um, in a selfish sense, and this isn't just fully selfish. Well, and obviously with Tourette's, you and Alice have really bad issues with work and things, and having to battle employees. In a different sense, it's the same for me. So I go through stages. So I used to work every job I have. There's a limit. I go and it builds up to really bad depression. So I worked at Tesco. I worked there for 3 years, and then that built up to really bad depression. And then I left there, and I moved to working in the community with people that your community support that built up, and every job, and it's not tenable. So I, with this job I'm in now, me and Max are actually working in the same place. I'm working in a nightclub in the
it's the
bar
worst
back.
job ever.
And there's so many obstacles because I don't like physical contact, and I was constantly people touching me, and it's just rolling over, and I just know there's going to be a limit on how long I can be there. So I just really would like to build this community for people like Alice and people like us to be able to work like this full time, go out, advocate, not need a job, work for yourself, self-employed, not having to, find that obstacle. So people like Alice, that maybe we can actually, if we grow bigger, have a staff of people that may not be able to work. So like a neurospicy.
I'll just write little
You could be the Brighton.
Like, for example, we'll need so when we get bigger, we'll need a PR person, someone that maybe likes being around people that creative sense, that maybe has neurological issues. I don't know what Alice's business was, but maybe people that have small businesses, maybe making clothes and t-shirts, or they could do our merch that maybe I want to build a community for people that listen, but I also want to build a community for people that need employment, if that makes sense. That we, as a staff of people of two, if we get the podcast in our business, we want to make don't know if Max has told you, we want to do a cocktail cake business, because I bake and Max knows cocktails and mocktails.
But I don't want it to be like heavily alcohol.
Of people that maybe can only work for hours a week. Yeah, 1 hour a day. You can come, you can socialise with people, you can do waitressing. I want all the staff that we have to be people that need
also the sense mechanisms. That there definitely needs to be more spaces, and we should be able to educate others in the fact that we've got the experience and stuff. Yeah, we're not medically trained, but it would be really great for us to be able to get into spaces, workspaces, education spaces and stuff, and just give talks. Like, it would be great if, obviously, things are themes, and you go and you talk about how Tourette's is experienced, how we've lived with it and stuff, because we definitely need something instead of stereotypes that people are living on.
But actually, when I was a community support worker, and before I got my diagnosis, because it's obviously always been there, but they didn't want to diagnose me, I actually got a qualification in autism, so I actually am qualified to talk about autism as well, from personal experience and professional experience.
I think that's brilliant. I think you need that lived experience as well, don't you?
Yeah.
To go. I think we've got the best of both sides then, haven't you? It's brilliant. And I think I did an event with poetry with a lot of poets, and I had someone there from Tick, Hull, Lincolnshire and Yorkshire, because obviously I can only say what I know. And in doing that and having that person there who does know more, and they do go out and outreach and speak, it's good to have that person there as well. So from your point of view, that's brilliant that you've got both sides of that there. Do you know, like you're not having to bounce off or ask somebody else to answer those questions. You can do that yourself, and that's brilliant. Like, you can cover both of those sides. I'd love to be able to get to that point with the Tourette syndrome, but then again, it's having that education there that can give you that qualification, isn't it?
I don't know if it was through my employee, but I can't remember the website. I think they do a lot of free courses on different things like mental health and that. It's worth looking at, and you might just be able to, in your free time, to get that qualification as well, just to read up on it, because then you can expand yourself a bit more and not having to rely on others as well.
It definitely should be something that people... Obviously, I agree that first aid should be the basic training. Everyone should have that.
Yeah.
But it should be a side of the first aid, because it's always stressful going to a hospital because you might experiencing a bad day, ticket. But when a paramedic comes and they don't understand what's going on and stuff like that, that's when problems start, especially when you're just getting basic first aid from someone else. So there should be like that sort of extra little bit in there that people understand how to cope if someone else is having these experiences.
I think definitely. I think the film I Swear has kind of opened up those conversations about having that there, and I think there was talk of it being played in Parliament. There was talk of it, and I think, like I said, and I've mentioned Tick already, but Tick, Hull, Lincolnshire and Yorkshire, they would go out to businesses and they would make places tick friendly. So the people in their businesses would do a workshop that day, and they do like different specific exercises, you know, to explain Tourette's and to explain the different things that can be comorbidities with Tourette syndrome. And they did a lot of that in the community. They've just lost their national lottery funding, so at the moment they're fundraising to raise funds for them. But the things that they do, they'll go in school and they'll liaise with schools, but there's only so many people that you can teach, and you could. What I found is you can only teach. Sometimes it's like preaching to the choir. You
Yeah.
can only teach the people that want to know.
Yeah.
You can only educate people that want to know, sadly. And we've been through hate as a family, and there were people that you couldn't reach with education. They weren't interested in that hate and that hate. They weren't interested in that education, and you. Sounds really corny again, but you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yeah.
And that's the sad thing. Like, it's nice getting through to some people and getting through to the people that want to learn, but it's the people that don't want to learn that probably the ones that we need to break those barriers down
And
with.
that's why you said earlier, you know, about your poetry and that you feel like you should run it down people's throat, but people need that. We need to start shoving it down people's throat. We do. And I think poetry is a really good way, open way of doing it. But we also need people like ourselves that are willing to just keep going.
I just
out
feel
there.
like this is something that is accessible for more people as well, because there might be people that are living these experiences. They don't have anyone to talk to. There's no one. They can't go to like these places where they've got people coming in to speak to them because they live at home on their own. They're adults. There's no one there. So just to be able to access something on Spotify or YouTube, and they go, wait, hang on. This is what I'm living with. I can totally experience and understand. And then that touches them just for, even if it's just for a second, and then they make more of a difference of how they live in because they understand what they can cope with, how they can live better instead of being stuck.
I'm hoping that obviously we'll share the links to this, what's going on, and send me some links and I'll share them for you, no problems. I'm hoping that someone that's maybe not even been that interested in the Tourette syndrome or anything like that, I'll think, do you know what, I'm gonna give that a watch. It looks quite fun, and I'm hoping that people will do that because that's the best time to learn, when you don't think you're going to be learning anything. And I know that I chat a load of rubbish and I ramble on, but there's been a little bit of an education there as well, do you know, like, and I think hearing it from real people who speak you're saying about your real experiences, it's a relaxed, safe environment. I think hearing that, people need to hear that. They need to see you and you as a person and not just someone who has Tourette syndrome. Does that make sense? Yeah. They need to see you, not the neurodiversity, but appreciate the fact that they need to just let you be you.
Yeah. And there's something like, I think just the fact that it is in a comfortable position as well, like you said. And I'm hoping that maybe people will go, oh, these people need help. Can we help them in any way? And then want to be involved.
Yeah.
And
I don't think you have to be, I think with charities and things like that, we only tend to help things or want to learn about things if it's something that personally affects us. And that's sad, really, isn't it? Or if it affects someone that you love. But I think that's just the natural order of things. Things only come on your radar because or puts you in there because it's part. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean. I mean, I do know what I mean. I don't know if I'm explaining it right.
No, I know what you mean. And it shouldn't just be people that are living with the experience. It should be people that are there that want to get educated and make it a safer, comfortable position, a space for people that are living with it. Even if they say, even if someone's walking down the street saying, oh, look at you, you're ugly, or just because it was an accident, it was a tick, and they just go, oh, I'm not bothered, hello, how are you doing? How's your day going? That would just make it that easier, the fact that it doesn't.
I think if everyone answers with kindness anyway, if someone was trying to be offensive, I know you're not saying that, but if that was someone trying to be offensive, it'd piss them off a bit, wouldn't it, if you came back with something nice?
Yeah,
Well, I think if you always come back with something nice to everyone, you could. They always say nice.
Yeah, this is killing with kindness. So even if someone was being robbing a bank, I don't know, these situations come in. Oh, I just give me your money now with a gun or a knife. Oh, hello, how's your day going? Sorry, can't really help you in that situation, but hey ho.
No one knows what to do. I don't know what to do. So I think we should, if we all treat everyone that way, then you're never going to offend anyone, are you? It's
No.
good.
Yeah.
Right, can we have a pact? Hands in. That's our pact. We're going to kill everyone with kindness.
Yeah. People with autism and ADHD, because it'll just be a podcast about Tourette's if I had it my way.
You'd both be arguing. It'd be like, it isn't, it is, it isn't, it is.
In Datables, who's got Tourette's and couple earlier, he's an ambassador as well for TIC as well, so he might want to come on as well.
And Robert Aramea is their patron now. We met him not long back.
Oh.
Do you know who played Johnny Davison in the film I Swear?
Yeah. Was doing all the documentaries and everything and all that as well. One day he's been the main
Present. Sorry.
He's been the,
Sorry.
He's been the main person that's tried to help the situation, and what I feel like he's been the only person that's been present in the space. You know what I mean? No one else has carried it through, and I feel like he's trying to push people in the right direction.
I think, yeah, so Johnny wants to really educate people. There's another guy called Paul Stevenson, so he's just brought a book out called My Tics and Me, and
he's Johnny's best friend, and he was in the end of the film, like taking further.
And then Robert Arameo actually played Johnny. He's the patron of TIC, so it's great to have him on board, and his dad. And it's great to have them on board now as well with TIC. So to have someone who's that much in the spotlight. I mean, we're talking a double back as well. Oh yeah, she's got a tick for his dad. So his dad's called Mike. Are you going to tick it? No, a tick is I don't like the name Mike. So and she said that to Robert Arameo's dad. But he loves it. He said he feels privileged that he's got a tick after him. Do you know, like, and like I say, to me, spending time with someone who has Tourette syndrome is an absolute privilege, because I know how Alice suppresses with people that she doesn't know, and I love doing the poetry workshops with the kids at TIC, because I should call them youths, not kids, because they're so open and they're open to ticking in front of me and stuff like that. And like I say, I know that's a massive thing for people who have Tourette syndrome, and it's just an absolute pleasure to spend time with you and to speak to you, and it's an absolute pleasure to speak to you as well, Alice. At the end of the day, you're you, aren't you?
Well, yeah. I just call him something.
Yeah, don't change your name for me. I'm just saying it's confusing, but don't change it for me. That's what I'm saying.
No,
Change
I wanted to. I need to change it legally as well, which apparently I can do it for free.
Oh, really? Because you can do it for free.
Because she was like, oh, I've already done that once. And it cost them.
Do you know what the best thing is as well? You get to go in the men's toilets, because there's never a queue for the men's toilets.
Well,
there's always a massive queue for the females.
I have to go in the female toilets at work to clean them, and I don't know why, but they keep going, why is there a man in here? Yesterday.
No, but the thing is, though, that's the thing, though, isn't it? Men can go in the women's toilets because everyone's behind doors, but I'm not fucking seeing a winky.
I haven't.
The cleaners just like, but if you go in the men's toilet, it's the one standing by the urinal.
Yesterday at work, I went in and I was cleaning up. Obviously, people leave the glasses in there and everything. So I was taking our drinks, don't take them. I was like, okay. And she went, are we in the men's toilets? Have I accidentally come into the men's toilets? I went, I'm cleaning.
I always used to go in the men's and go in the cubicle, because none of them use the cubicle. It's gross, but none of them use the cubicle.
Do you know what? I don't know why, but the female toilets, they just throw tissue everywhere and all the time. And I've seen tampons and sanitary towels on the floor.
Talking about
just put them in the bin.
Talking about toilets, I sometimes use a disabled toilet, which you do. And then when you walk out, there's one waiting. The way that they look at you is hilarious.
I've put
my lanyard on.
I've got a card now. I've got a card now that says registered, recognised hidden disability for that reason. because I've been stood in the queue for ages, and I've got the radar key and I've got my lanyard now, but I've been stood in the queue for ages and used the disabled toilets and got disgusted looks afterwards, and I'm thinking,
I,
you know what I mean? Like, you
why?
don't know me.
No. Why should we be judged? I use the disabled toilet because the thin ones are too small. I end up going like that all the time on because it's
No,
so.
Yeah.
it's not just that though. Even just ADHD and autism. If you're in a long queue and you really need to wait, if the signals in your brain don't, so sometimes you'll go, oh, actually, I can probably hold it a bit more. You leave, you forget, and then next thing you know. So
I only go when, yeah, but I only go when I desperately do. I think I don't know if it's an ADHD thing or if it's well, obviously I'm not diagnosed ADHD, or if it's a woman of a certain age thing. But I don't register that I need to go until I desperately need to go. Or I've already always got, I'm too busy doing something else or thinking about something else to go to the toilet, like as you do. But I think it is, you don't register that feeling, do you, until it's that time to go. So you
It
need to
works.
go.
We have to tell people when we go to toilet, obviously, so they know you're not there. But I just go because I'm like, I did it yesterday where I was like, oh, I need to go to toilet. Oh, can you wait 5 minutes because someone's just gone? I don't want that because then I'll forget. So I just go. They can fuck off. What they're gonna sack me because I went to toilet. Good luck, because that'll be unfair dismissal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's hard. If you need to go, you need to go, don't you?
Yeah, because there's a lot of the time, like you say, I forget or I don't realize I need to go until it's like really late on and you've got
If
stuff.
you get too busy, I think they'd rather you go than a puddle on the floor, wouldn't they?
Yeah, well, I prefer to go. I don't.
Yeah.
It's because people, even the police officer before, because one was going through a hate crime towards me, and I was in an interview with the police officer, and he was like, "Be honest, Alice, have you ever like pretend like said something so because you can get away with it?" And I'm like, "No, because one, my voice changes, and two, it really hurts. So
Yeah.
like, I want no
That's
way that I can
that's
pretend."
something I've always wanted to ask someone if they experience it. But do you know when you have a vocal tick and or a sound, when you try not to do it, I find out that my tongue pulls itself back into my like it kind of starts like it's really hard to explain, but it kind of pulls itself, and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to say it because it really hurts.
The thing that happens with me is it sounds really weird, but I can really feel my teeth.
Yeah, like
Like, I'm really
that's
aware my teeth come off and I start really cringing. Do you know, like, say, like, if you're clenching your jaw and then you start cringing because of it, that's what happens with mine.
I get that when I
Weird.
get drunk. Do you know, like if I'm feeling drunk? Do you know when you're feeling drunk, but you try not to show people that you're drunk because you don't want to look like a lightweight? I can feel my teeth. What is that? I'm
Really
sorry.
bad my teeth now.
Random.
I know my teeth like them growing out before, even out here now.
Yeah, but I've never had a good experience.
No, I've never been drunk.
No,
I don't like the feel
I
of it.
try not to. I say I want to go out for drinks and I'd love to get drunk and all this, but it's just me saying that because I don't want to because I've had two experiences where I've got really tipsy or drunk and I've ended up having a like a fatal seizure sort of thing. So I don't know if the alcohol affects me. So I don't want to like
Well, yeah, because you're on
chance
tablets.
it. Oh, I don't think
You
it's
get loads of alcohol, don't you?
Yeah, I think because of the meds that I'm on as well. I literally have one on and I'm on my back.
I think it's like a
Like-
tolerance thing. It might be like a bit like an allergy.
yeah.
That where and you get like that with caffeine as well. Whereas caffeine chills you
Yeah,
out.
with like coffee or like even Pepsi Max recently, I've realised like I love the taste of it, but like coffee or Pepsi Max or anything like that, I go real like dizzy and weird after drinking
I
it.
get really tired with
Oh,
caffeine.
no, I have
Which
to
is
like
hilarious, and I love cold coffee.
I love monsters, but I can't have them all the time because it makes me like
So,
I'm on the ceiling.
you know, everyone goes, oh, I'm just gonna have a coffee to wake up. And like, I got in from work last night and I was like, yes, I can have a coffee because it makes me tired.
It chills me out. Do you think that's like an ADHD autism?
It is a neurodivergent thing because basically, you know how neurotypical people, when they're high and they want to chill, they can bring their dopamine levels down and then they can bring the serotonin up and whatever the medical jargon is.
Yeah.
But basically, we don't have that regulation. So basically, the caffeine increases our dopamine and serotonin levels, which chills us out to a normal level. And then the
So
more
you're
we have, the more it makes us tired.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You're,
caffeine has an adverse effect.
you're proper teaching me loads
Yeah,
today.
because
You.
caffeine always makes me feel really sick and like dizzy.
Yeah,
It's
it's the
weird.
adverse effect. So it's like So I flip it on his head. I'm like, oh yes,
When
I'm not tired. I want to go sleep. I'm gonna have a cup of coffee.
When I first when it first happened with me, I was like on 5 or 6 energy drinks a day, and I banged my head as well. My mum says, "Oh, it's because you banged your head," but I reckon it might have been the energy drinks.
It was definitely the energy drink.
Tell them that you've just banged your head, literally.
No, just before, literally about 10 minutes before this call, I went to turn my speaker up. I was like, because in my living room, the stairs are in the living room, and I went to bend down, stood back up real fast, and then proper like banged my head on the living. So
That
I'm
is
like, no, I'm real turned out.
I find out that as well. Spatial awareness is really bad. Sometimes you think
Yeah.
things are closer than they are, and they're further away. Sometimes you think it's further away, and all the time I always bang my head. But on the opposite, I've also kind of got a superhero power because my reflexes are really good. Like my reflexes are almost like Spider-Man. I think
Yeah.
Super good.
Yeah.
Apart from when you're not in control, like when you put dog food on your ceiling and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and there's times
I think
when
it's
my
because
kids have made me like eat dog treats as well, and that.
Oh yeah, just being for dog treats. And you can't, like, so if I suggest, if you can't say, because I'll go suggest, don't give her them because she'll, and before I've even said it, she's got dog treats in her mouth.
Oh, there's a time where a chocolate cake nearly killed me because I was choking on chocolate cake because, well, my friend had bought me it for my birthday, and Trevor, because obviously I call him Tix Trevor, like made me just shove it all in my mouth, and like, and my friend was like spit it out because I was like proper joking.
no,
You remember when Alice snowballs, like, you'll have to have like paper plates and wooden forks and that, don't you?
Yeah,
Do you know, like, if
because I throw things as well.
if she's in a really, like, if she's going through it really, really bad, like, you have to do that, don't you? And stuff. Like, she won't have a kettle in her house in case she does what they do on icewear with a kettle of boiling water.
But one of your things, even when you're not like, it's just a reflex. You like you said earlier, you can do that with water. When you're passing people drinks at work, how do you not go like that?
I know. Oh, don't put that in his head. Don't put that in his head, because that's going to happen now.
Actually, that is one of my nightmares. I've actually had a fear of swilling someone at work.
Yeah, because there's times where I'm like, oh, like glass or something, and I'm like, take it off me, I'm gonna throw it.
Because she suggested you have to be so careful. Like, if
Yeah.
you'd have said that to Alice, she'd be like, next time she would throw it at him.
I'd literally be like, take it off me, I'm gonna do it.
It's really weird. It's like as if you're daring the ticks to do that. And the ticks have to accept that dare. It's crazy. Well, it's probably not the right way to use it.
It's swallowing the customers.
So what?
When we have a cake and mocktail business, sour and mash.
You're doing all of the drinks now.
You're the big
You're just throwing cake, custard pies.
So
You can
what
do it
they
like,
do, when they walk in, they have to have a visor, and then it's like,
yeah,
"Right, what's this for? Oh, sorry, it's just in case."
We're not gonna have we're not having
so pretty thing like that.
Even if they just walk past the truck, just before you get served, here you go. Oh, what's this for?
I said, and I need to try your cakes.
Yeah.
That sounds really weird, but make me loads of cakes. Make me loads of healthy cakes. It's been really lovely to speak to you both, and
Yeah.
I know you can do.
Go. Have a good rest of your day.
Oh, thank you for chatting to us. See you soon.
And you, thank you.